obviously in advertising, everybody's seeing all of these get rid of your parasites ads. Let's just say for the last 4 or 5 years, nonstop, solid, whether it's social media or whatever you're watching, even Fox News now, in between is something about, and there's 20 doctors lined up and they're all saying, take ivermectin. I have that stuff right over here. I don't touch it.
Yeah.
After looking in the microscope at 12, 24-hour, 48-hour and 72-hour periods, I decided, oh my God, this is the biggest scam ever. And so
since you mentioned ivermectin, because that's being pushed so heavily now, can you go into what you saw that it actually does to the synthetic parasites? Because I think this is very important.
A lot of people may not be ready for this information.
They need to know.
They might be very hurt and scared by it. So version 1 of ivermectin acts like a fertilizer to these synthetic parasites. They recognize it. And when they're exposed to ivermectin, they immediately start growing anchor hairs and lodge in the body forever, and then grow at a faster pace. But first, they stop and grow anchor hairs. And this creates the illusion of relief because they're not crawling around anymore. So somewhere between 4 months to even a little over a year, someone might think, yeah, I cured myself. That's exactly what's not happening. Version 2 causes mutation as well. This can all be seen under the microscope. Anybody can go by a microscope and go prove this to themselves repeatedly every single time.
Please do.
I've already done it once. I'll just say I saw my first aerosol operational aircraft that had been converted from a mid-air refueler into what I call a spray liner in the summer of 2000 at Tucson International Airport. That's when I saw my first one. I was just a young mechanic then. There it is. So this goes on between New Mexico and I'm here in southern Colorado at about 7,000 feet looking down on New Mexico, and I have one hell of a view almost all the way to the Gulf because of the elevation difference. And this goes on behind my house all the time. And so I started taking samples of that. And what I found was truly disturbing. And this light will even show you that it's in every single square centimeter of snow. The snow will glow back. Just like
I've gotten crazy, and every day I wake up, I have this like insane cough, and I can actually like taste blood in my throat.
Oh,
and
that's
so
not
like
good.
I've been like crazy sick the last week. So yeah, I
You've been
just haven't been doing
you've been
it.
cutting out the vaping and the cigarette smoking?
Yeah, I don't. Yes, no.
Okay,
I
good.
just did
As
that in
long as you're
Antarctica, but and there's no way that I'm coughing and stuff because I hit a vape in Antarctica and I smoked like one cigarette, right? But whatever it
Did they
is
have you
bad. I was convinced to take ivermectin. We'll see. We'll see. It actually looks like a
don't
yeah.
take ivermectin, not the big
Well,
Merck garbage.
too
Big
late. Too
Pharma.
late.
It's owned by
Too late.
Merck. There's like 30 side effects. Please don't
Well,
take.
it's too
No,
late.
I may not like you, but please don't take ivermectin.
yeah, I was gonna
Jesus.
say it
Take
doesn't
some
seem
garlic
not.
and
You've been
honey,
like
if
trying to
anything.
rip them apart for hours, and now you're like, oh, caring for them and like let me help it.
That's the
Well,
mom in
no,
me.
my
I
Uh,
can't
throat hurts
help
so
it. Take
bad
some
I didn't
garlic and
care.
honey. Get some rest. Stop talking so
well,
much. Go get off right
well,
now and go to bed.
what?
All right, so I just wanted to touch on this a little bit, because I've seen and heard quite a few old friends talk about ivermectin from years ago, and I remember back then looking into it and going, why is there like 30 side effects? Why are you trusting something owned by Merck? Like, why are we trusting big pharma all of a sudden? And it was like people like that I was close to, like friends, like other flat earthers, like people that didn't fall for the jab that were like, I'm stockpiling this shit, and I never understood it. And so I don't know. Anyways, this is, I guess, me trying to reach out to those people of like, hey, if you're still taking this garbage, you might want to stop. And these are just a few: difficulty moving, swollen, painful, tender lymph glands. You can read through this. There's a bunch of them. There's even like really gross ones like peeing blood or some weird shit. Like, I mean, there's just so much. And I know some of it says like uncommon, like here, rare side effects, but they still happened. Otherwise, they wouldn't be listed as a side effect. So if you want to gamble with your health, then, whatever, that's on you. Um, there's apparently overdose, confusion. Oh, that was funny. I want to confusion about identity. Maybe that's what's happening to some of these people that are confused about their gender. Just saying, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's mean and I'm a horrible, awful bigot for saying that. But let's look at what drugs they're taking and see if there might be some reason why they happen to be identifying as, maybe they identify as a parasite now. I don't know. They're like taking over the brain. I have no idea.
Scam ever.
Less
And
common.
so
Oops.
what I
Sorry, I'm talking. I forgot what else I was gonna say on that point. This guy, you know, I don't know who this person is. I just saw a clip of this and I decided to go listen to it. So I'll put the whole video in the description so you can listen to it in full if you want to. Um, I'm hesitant to just trust anything at this point, but I'll just keep playing so you can hear what he says can be done for this, allegedly.
ended up finding, just to shorten this up a bit, was quercetin. It's just that simple with a little zinc in it. Just in case you have natural parasites in you, it'll push either one out. It just pushes any foreign body out of your body. Electrically, it works like that very gently, and it doesn't trigger them. So they'll come to the surface of the skin. And then any good salt, so along with quercetin therapy and taking quercetin every day, goes hand in hand with salt baths because it's an electrolyte, because it mimics our blood plasma, which is what these synthetic parasites are looking for.
Wow.
It's that dark. And so by surrounding yourself with a bath full of what's nearly blood plasma, they are willing to then come out of the skin and into that water, and oops, they've been tricked.
Excellent. How much salt and what type of salt are you using?
And so down the drain they go. Well, I started out with bath salts. That did get expensive, taking baths every day, sometimes up to 3 times a day is how fast these things were coming out of me. And I needed to find a solution. Not everybody is, just sitting there with a money tree next to them. And you got to make, your bang for your buck. And so what we found out is that canning salts and kosher salt, you can get it at Vaughn's or anywhere. Our grocery store is called the grocery store. I can get it there for half the price of bath salts at Dollar General. Anyways, both work.
So first of all, what he's saying about salt, like I would definitely not just use any salt. Like I wouldn't put the kind that has like caking agents in it or anything like that. I did find some pretty cheap, whatever sea salt online in bulk. And I don't think there's anything wrong with taking salt baths. I don't really trust, obviously I don't trust tap water. And so the idea of taking 3 baths a day in tap water to me is like, oh, what are they putting in the water? Are you sure you want to be soaking in that shit? So if you're going to be doing baths, I don't know. I mean, maybe if you have access to a well or some cleaner water that's not through the municipal, would obviously be ideal. But that's like a whole nother video and topic. So I'm personally not a fan of supplements in general. Most of them aren't actually the things that they claim to be, or they're derived in weird ways and that I don't agree with, or they have fillers and additives and weird stuff, and it's hard for me to trust anything. But if you want to try it, go for it. Apparently elderberry is a natural source of this, so they were saying in the video, they brought it up that elderberry. I like elderberry. I've taken it for years. I don't mind taking that. But as far as like supplements, I'm like, I think I'm gonna not do that. But what it reminded me of also when he started talking about how they're electrical beings was that probably about 15 years ago, I saw this video. I want to say the guy was from Arizona somewhere, and he was curing or allegedly curing Morgellons stuff through some like magnet like therapy devices that he had built.
Really destroy a hard drive? Let's find out. Let's get a file transfer started to get this disk spinning. First up, this regular old fridge magnet. The LTT screwdriver magnet bit. Let's try 4 more. Nothing. What if we have some neodymium magnets, the strongest magnets commercially available? Oh, it's definitely doing something weird to the drive, even after we take it off. I'm gonna try closing down the transfer and starting it again and see what happens. Hey, it's alive. Ooh, that's a lot slower though. Oh, it's not alive. It still transfers for a little bit into its cache, even if it can't get onto the disks themselves. It is still spinning, so let's see if we can stop that. It's struggling. I can hear it slowing down. Oh yeah, down she goes. Yeah, she dead, bud. We had plans for so many bigger magnets to try to kill this drive, but all it took was one 20-pound neodymium magnet.
So what the idea is with this circuit is you're rhythmically pulsing a coil with 350 volts, and it's a capacitor discharge circuit. Now the idea is Bob Beck said that the pulsed magnetic field has the potential to actually help the body, and it's called low frequency pulsed magnetism. And that's a lot different than anything they have today. Apparently, this is just what I've read, apparently low frequency pulsed magnetism from an electromagnet applied to the human body is very suppressed by medical science. Apparently there's some very strong evidence to suggest that a pulsed magnetic field may benefit the body. So that's something to look into. Now, you could use this circuit for many, many things. The way it's set up, I'm using an external power supply, which is this IBM unit, but you could plug your own generator into this, any type of generator, any type of voltage source at all, and then you can configure the adjustable rheostats for the frequency and the voltage, and when it gets up to the correct voltage that you want, it will discharge by dumping these capacitors through an SCR into an output. So this could be a charging capacitor, another capacitor, this could be a battery, this could be any device that you want. You can send power to it from these capacitors. Now you can also add auxiliary capacitors, there's room inside here. You could add as many capacitors as you want, and you can basically use this circuit to discharge via capacitors through an SCR. So it's a capacitor discharge circuit, and it's fully automatic, and it just sits and runs.
Okay, so I'm just throwing this out there because I saw, in comments from years ago from the Morgellons group. I can't find this video that I've been looking for the past few years. Ever since the COVID stuff started, I was, trying to find this old video of this guy that made his made the I think he took like old tanning bed and lined it in like really like heavy duty magnets or some sort. Maybe he did. I think he may have combined this Bob Beck magnetic pulsar idea into his tanning bed thing, and then but I liked him because he also gave the option of just, if you don't have money to like, invest in time to do like a big old thing like he was doing, to just get those magnets, the neodymium magnets or whatever, and glue them, like super glue them or hot glue them or whatever to a yardstick, and just, run like basically he did like a demo of it where he had, one yard, like I think 5 or 6 of them on each yardstick. Um, he'd flip the yardstick over so it was like north for south, south for south, north for north, like basically every which way. Do, counterclockwise, clockwise, like rotating them around your legs, around your arms, around your head, around everything. And in the comments, I mean, they were blowing up, years ago when I did see it, saying that it was helping and thank you so much and, whatever, and it's something you can do at home. And I don't know. I mean, if you're having issues or you know somebody that's having weird issues or got the jab and is, whatever, like, I don't know. To me, the magnets thing like makes more sense if it's, um, like we're talking about nanotech. So why would we fight nanotech with herbs and shit? Not to say that herbs and shit couldn't work, but or supplements or whatever, but like, I feel like it needs more like out of the box thinking sort of thing. So, and they talked about doing like I think it was borax baths that was helping. So I mean maybe the salt, maybe adding borax with the salt, actually kind of reminds me of that one lady, Parcells, I think it's Dr. something, Dr. something Parcells. I'll put her video or some of her links in the description also, but she, I want to say back in the 50s or something, was talking about, um, baking soda and salt baths helping to treat radiation poisoning or whatever, and then doing like a solution of like, I want to say it was like a liter of water with like I forget how much salt and baking soda. I'll look up the recipe and put it in the description also. But basically drinking that like 4 times throughout the day helps to like flush, radiation poisoning, whatever, out of your body here. I know I put this in here because what's his name? Toon and what's his name? Oakley, they both agree on something. Apparently they're both anti chemtrailers. They think everything is contrails, and so yeah, they're retarded. And I'm not gonna do a video debunking their shit. I don't really care. I'm actually been working on a video for a minute, um, that has to do with like TFE stuff and some of the footage, because I've been going through the footage that was from Toon's Dropbox that contradicts what he's been saying, what everybody's been saying. And so I'm almost done with that. I've just been busy with work and life and things. Congratulations. I think it's been 5 months. Witsit has been clean from e-bagging. Good job, Witsit. Keep up the hard work. And yeah, I think we're done here. Toodles. Y'all have a good night.